So last year I had the best year of my life ever as far as income. Best year of my life by far. I did a little over $280,000 in total revenue, and it was all in part due to being able to sell a digital product. So in 2024, I started selling a digital product, and that catapulted my income. So I wanted to talk about that today. I wanted to talk about my specific story and what I did to start my digital product and what I did to scale that up to $280,000 per year. So stay tuned in this video. All right, I'm Alton Arell, your favorite side hustle guy. Go ahead and follow, subscribe to the channel. It helps out the channel, helps push this stuff out to other people like you and me who are into our financial goals. Let's meet our financial goals together. So I'd appreciate it if you like and follow. All right, so I want to get into this because, like I said, digital products is, if you're looking for something to do, if you're an entrepreneur and you're like me, how I was maybe 2.5, 3 years ago, where I was searching, like I was looking for something that could generate some good income. If you're like me, you probably searched. I would go on Google. I remember doing this a lot. Tell me in the comments if you've done this too. But you go to Google and you type in best side hustles of whatever year. You say, hey, I'm looking for a side hustle. But you almost always get like this scammy stuff. You get multi-level marketing stuff, and you get Amazon Flex, and you get postage stamps. They're sending off letters and stuff like that. You never really find anything that's genuine and true, right? But digital products, I'm convinced, is the way that you can meet your financial goals for a lot of different reasons, right? Because selling a digital product it costs you nothing to start, right? This is digital. It's in digital format. So you don't have to produce anything. You don't have to buy something wholesale to sell it for a markup. It's almost all profit, almost 100%, maybe 98, 99% when you factor in the cost of the tools that it takes to distribute it. So you're at maybe 98, 99% profit. So starting a digital product is a great way. You gotta learn this skill. You gotta be able to figure out how to have some sort of digital product. I don't care if you're doing something else. Do this on top of that. It's a phenomenal way to generate a lot of money. So like I said, last year, about February, I was doing content. I had done a lot of content. I was lucky. I had a couple of videos that went viral, and that got me a lot of traction, right? So it got me started. It got me thinking, is there a way that I can help people specifically with their problems, specifically getting from point A to point B, whatever it is that I was talking about. I just happened to be talking about a side hustle called being a medical courier. So I was helping people get from point A to point B. Got a ton of questions, right? So my wheels started turning. I said, why don't I develop some sort of digital product that can be selling when I'm asleep, right? Whether I'm awake, whether I'm on vacation. That's another beautiful thing about selling digital products, right? You can put this stuff on autopilot. So I wanted to figure it out, but I had a few problems. I was like, I'm not that comfortable in front of the camera. You start doing all these other things. And if you're watching this, keep watching this story, because this could be motivational for you. Because in the beginning, I didn't know what to say. What do I teach? I can respond to an email, right? Somebody hits me up and says, hey, what should I be doing? Perfectly fine there. But get in front of a camera. How am I going to put together a course that's 16 volume? It's volume 1, 16 videos. I don't know what to talk about. So I went through this kind of imposter syndrome that they talk about. But luckily, I had enough to break through and just kind of say, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. But that's where it started. It started with content. And I urge you guys to start with your content. Start with your TikTok. Start with your Facebook. Start posting things about whatever it is that you can help people with. I don't know if it's maybe you braid hair, right? Maybe you can help people learn how to braid. Maybe you have a auto detail business and you can help people start their auto detail business because you've done it. Start developing content. And here's the reason why I say start doing content. Because when you start posting content, like again, it's on your Instagram, it's on your TikTok, it's on your Facebook, it's on your whatever platform it is. People are going to start to ask you questions. People are going to start to ask you specific questions. Going back to the example, you got an auto detail shop. They're going to start saying, hey, wait a minute. What kind of equipment should I get, right? They're going to start asking you specific questions. I want you to take note of those questions, because those questions will and should become chapters or modules in your program, right? So that's kind of the first thing I'll say is you got to figure out your niche, figure out what it is that you're going to help people with. Again, for me, it was helping people get from point A to point B in the medical courier space. Hey, I'm interested in this side hustle. I got questions. What kind of car can I use? What are the requirements? So I was able to put together these things, but again, pay special and close attention to people's questions, right? If you don't have a lot of content, maybe you don't have a following like I did. Maybe you don't have the luxury of having a viral video. I had a video that got 10 million views. So I got a lot of questions. I saw specifically what people wanted. If you don't have it, here's another trick. Go to other people in your space. Go to other people in your space. Let's use the hair braider analogy or the hair braider idea. Let's say that's what you want to do. You want to help people learn how to braid. Well, you go to another content creator, find somebody that you would love to emulate and look at their comments, fish their comments, go into their comments and see what people are asking. And a lot of times I'm telling you with big creators, there's opportunity because a lot of times the questions go unanswered. So what you do is you go to Susie's page and you say, hey, look, a lot of people are asking, okay, when I get to the end of the braid, what do I do? Boom. Then you got an idea for a chapter in your course, right? So use kind of this hacking method, go to other people's content and see what it is specifically that people want. Right. There's other tools. And what I did too in the beginning, I did that. I listened to what people were saying, but use AI tools like ChatGPT. Right. I'm not a master at prompts, ChatGPT prompts. But go into ChatGPT and say, hey, I'm a content creator. I want to develop a course that shows people how to blah, blah, blah. Right. Give me at least 8 chapters with submodules for a video course. Well, AI is going to spit it out for you perfect, right? And then you take that. You might have to tweak it. Some of the stuff you might not be familiar with, some of the stuff you might be, you tweak it. And then it's as simple as that. You've got the plan. And that's what I did. So I had the plan. I mapped it out. That was the first step. I mapped out what my course was going to look like. The title, chapter 1, introduction, chapter 2, whatever it was. And I got right into it. And then I had the template. So once I had the template, I was ready to go, right? So after I had the template, then I got to record the videos. And again, this is kind of where that imposter syndrome came in. So I was like, I'm not comfortable in front of the camera. What do I say, right? And don't worry about this, guys, because I'm going to tell you, when you do these videos, when you do this course, when you're doing this coaching program, people aren't caught up in the perfection of it. Don't get caught up in perfection. Perfection will keep you standing still. Do this on your iPhone. Don't wait and say, hey, I'm going to get that expensive camera. Don't wait. You got the iPhone that you got in your hand right now. Start doing those videos on that iPhone. People don't care. I've actually bought courses, some of the most beneficial courses that I've watched and that I've consumed. They weren't big productions. They weren't big, huge productions. These were done on an iPhone. Some of the modules, I'm thinking of a course that I've watched. A lot of them, she was in the car. Literally had it probably propped up on the window. She was in the car giving some knowledge, spitting game, right? So don't get caught up in the perfection of it. I've seen a lot of people get caught up in that. They say, man, I don't have the cameras. I don't have the lighting. Don't get caught up in that. The information is the piece that people want to consume. They want to know how to get from point A to point B. And if you can do that, doesn't matter the quality. Right now, I'm not saying just throw some crap together. But what I am saying is that don't get caught up on the quality. You don't need a $1,500 camera to put together a course or a program. You simply don't. The information needs to be there that helps people bridge the knowledge gap, right? You want to help people get from point A to point B. That's it. That's what they're really paying for. That's where the value is. The value is not in the production of the video. So again, you've got the outline, you've done the hacking program, or you've looked at your content, you see the questions that people are asking, you feel it's comprehensive, then you just film the videos, right? And the videos don't need to be long. And I'll tell you another thing. People don't like long videos in this day and age, right? We're in this TikTok age where attention spans are shorter than they've ever been. So keep these videos relatively short, but just have more modules. Again, the whole goal is just to make sure that you can get people over that knowledge gap bridge. That's the thing. So don't sit there and overthink it. Just do the video. It could be 3 to 5 minutes. But the whole thing is to tap all the points that will help people get from point A to point B. That's what people are paying for. That's where the money is. Okay. All right. So that was the first thing. So I had to kind of figure out what it is that people wanted. I put that in a format, and then I started recording the videos. At that time, I just had like a little Sony basic entry-level camera, but it seemed to work. Again, I was able to scale it up over $200,000 a year. So clearly it didn't matter that it wasn't done on a $1,500 camera. So once you get that, you record the videos, and there's some I don't want to turn this into a video about different platforms to put the videos on. I don't want it to turn into that. There's so many out there. Again, that's one of those areas where I would say, don't overthink it. Just pick it. They're all good ones. I used a software called Thinkific. That's just one of many. So you got to get it into a software, right? You get it into a software, and then you're good to go. You've got a product, right? You've got a product that will help people get to where they want to be. Now, the next thing I had to do was I had to figure out, okay, I've got this product, it's finished, got all the videos. How do I get in front of people? How do I do it? Right. So the first thing I did was I just sort of put it in the link in my bio. I knew to do that because I was doing content. TikTok was probably the biggest platform that I had in terms of like all my, I had a lot of subscribers on TikTok. I had a decent size following on Instagram, but I just threw it in the link in my bio. So I started doing content, and I started treating my content more like commercials, like TV commercials. I was advertising the fact that I can help you get from point A to point B. Right now, I was giving something away in the content that I was doing. Right, I was giving something of value because you got to give somebody something. It's give and take. So I was giving some value, but I would always point back to the link in my bio. Hey, if you want more help, go to the link in my bio. You've heard that. So I started doing that. I made a little bit of traction, right? It was okay. I made my first sales. But what really catapulted me when we talk about having to drive traffic to that offer was going live. And I don't know how you guys feel about going live. I know a lot of you, because I've talked to you before, you say, man, I can't go live. Like, I just don't, I'm nervous. I'm nervous to hit the button. And believe me, I was too. The first time I went live, I mean, I literally was shaking. I was nervous, but I pushed through it and I got through it. And it's funny, it was the first one. If I could look back, it was probably horrible. I don't know that I don't know if that projected on the other end of the camera, but I know I didn't do a good job. But I'll tell you what, I was able to, and this was TikTok Live. Instagram has a live feature. YouTube has a live feature, but this was TikTok Live. So I went TikTok Live for the first time, nervous. So again, this is encouragement for you if you're watching. Do it. Do this. Do it scared. You'll get through it. But I went live, was nervous, and so I hit the play button. I had kind of a bullet points that I was going to go through. 2 minutes in, I wasn't touching on any of the bullet points. But long story short, I went live for maybe an hour and a half. I made $4,200 on this live. $4,200 on this live. That's the power of being able to get in front of many, giving one presentation to many. So a phenomenal way to drive traffic to your offer, to your coaching program, right? So if you're not comfortable going live, and I'm not just saying TikTok Live, Instagram Live, YouTube Live, but going live presents an opportunity now that I don't think we've ever seen. So that's a great way. So, and I also started doing some paid ads. I did some paid ads. I had some success there. There is a learning curve with paid ads. I was doing paid TikTok ads. I was doing Facebook and Meta ads. So again, there's a learning curve. It worked. I made money, but like I said, it's a learning curve. I would encourage you to do it. Here's the benefit of doing paid ads, driving paid ads to your offer, to your coaching program. The benefit is it's predictable. It's real predictable. So you can pay for ads, and you can say, hey, I want to get in front of people who are over 18, who have bought something on Facebook before, who followed another creator or whatever that's similar to you. You can specifically and predictably get in front of people, lots of people. So that did pretty well. Now, the thing I'll say about doing ads is these ads fatigue. So you'll have an ad and it'll do well. You'll be making, $500, $1,000 a day for maybe 2-3 weeks. But what happens is it starts tailing off. So you have to do the next ad, because that ad has already been put in front of a lot of people and they don't know where else to put it anymore. It's starting to get what they call fatigue. So you have to constantly be doing new content. Some things will work, some things won't work as well. So it takes a little bit more effort, but it's worth it. It's definitely worth it. Great thing to do. So learn that. That's a whole nother video. I can do a video on how to do paid ads and go through that if you like. So drop a comment, leave a comment. That's something you'd be interested in. But those are the ways to drive traffic. That's crucial. You get that. You've got to drive traffic to the offer. You got to let people know it's there, right? So, and that was it, right? So throughout the year, I just continued to go live. I continued to drop content and just drive traffic to the offer. I had a great year. I feel like I left some on the table too. I feel like I could have gone live a little more. This year, I want to start automating it, right? And that's probably what ultimately what you want to do is get to a point where you can put it fully on autopilot, right? Whether it be paid ads, maybe you just do a batch content on Monday or Tuesday or something like that. and then just get it going. But that's kind of my story. That's how 2024 went for me. It was a great year. Like I said, digital products. I'm telling you, you heard it here. Maybe you've heard it somewhere else. Learn digital products. When you talk about high value skills to have, things that can make you a millionaire, this is one of those things. And I'm telling you, like I told you before, for a lot of different reasons, digital products, they don't cost you anything. You're using the knowledge that you have up here, right? And then, as I looked at who I was trying to help, I was trying to help the person that I was 3, 4, 5 years ago. So if you think of it that way, it'll be very easy for you to figure out what it is that you want to do your digital product based on, right? And I don't want to hear, I've had conversations with people. I'm not even going to argue with you. Everybody, you're watching this, you've got something that you can help somebody with, get from point A to point B. There's something out there that you can do and make this money. Great money, learn it. Like I said, I'm going to continue to do this. I'll do some other videos, but follow, come along on the journey. I'm going to be doing a lot here in this current year. So I love to have you with me. All right, that's it. This is Alton RL, your favorite side hustle guy. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care. All right.